Hi, welcome to the Hypernormalization Club. I'm so sorry that you're here. So hypernormalization was a term that was coined by a professor of anthropology named Alexei Navalny.
Talking about this idea of hypernormalization, which is essentially living in a failed state where things around you are crumbling, but there is a make-believe story that everything is okay. She goes on to say that this term was coined by someone who lived in the former USSR. I have been reading Alexei Navalny's memoir. This book has so much to teach us about living under authoritarian government, living under geriatric leaders who make dumb decisions and then tell us everything is fine. If you're not familiar with Navalny, I became aware of him when they made a documentary about him in 2023. He was trying to unseat Putin from power, and he fought the government with the truth. He would do these investigations where he would follow the money. He was a lawyer. And so not only was he very smart about knowing his rights, and he would go through these show trials, and he would get sentenced to 5 years in prison, and then the next day they would erase his sentence. He also lived through the Chernobyl disaster and writes about what it was like to experience the propaganda from the inside. He writes about what it was like when the USSR fell, that 1 week they had a supreme leader and the next week nobody cared about that guy. And they killed him in 2024 in a Russian prison above the Arctic Circle. He has so much to teach us about how to use our energy wisely against a fascist government. We may think that we're not in a tyrannical government, and yet the courts have already ruled that TikTok is going to be banned, and everyone is standing around like some oligarch is going to come and say, no, it's not banned. And that's what it's like in Russia. The judges answer the phone from the diplomats that tell them what they're going to rule. They have laws and legal statutes just like we do, and they fabricate the evidence in order to make the crime fit. And to some extent, this country has always shown the possibility of becoming more tyrannical. Remember the House Un-American Activities Committee in the 1950s? Remember when they wheeled in all the Hollywood celebrities because they thought they were communists? Remember when all the Japanese people went to concentration camps? It seems to me that our unique flavor of this, why it took us 35 more years to collapse after the Soviet Union, is that we had money and people had prosperity, and then we let big business overtake our government and buy it. And now our tech oligarchs and our fake businessmen TV hosts are just buying up control of the people. Read the book. We need to learn how to undo this.